Madison Keys reacts, why watching Pegula vs. Sabalenka had her freaking out at the US Open. The US Open is never short of drama, emotions, and moments that stay etched in the memory of players and fans alike. Under the dazzling lights of Arthur Ashe Stadium, rivalries intensify, friendships are tested, and champions are made. While millions of fans watch from the stands and on television screens, sometimes the most nervous spectator isn't a coach, a parent, or a diehard fan. It's a fellow player. That's exactly what happened when American tennis star Madison Keys tuned in to watch the electrifying clash between Jessica Pegula and Aryna Sabalenka at this year's US Open. What unfolded wasn't just a tennis match. It was a roller coaster of emotion that had Keys admitting she was freaking out as every point ticked by. But why was she so invested? Why did the Pegula-Sabalenka duel strike such a deep chord with her? To answer that, we need to dive into the layers of friendship, rivalry, national pride, and the unique perspective only a professional tennis player can bring to watching the game. The friendship factor, Keys and Pegula. Madison Keys and Jessica Pegula share more than just a profession. Over the years, the two have built a quiet but strong camaraderie. Both are part of the core of American women's tennis that has carried the torch forward in the post-Serena and Venus era. Keys, with her blistering groundstrokes and fearless aggression, and Pegula, with her consistency, resilience, and businesslike composure, represent two sides of the American coin. Behind the scenes, they've spent countless hours together, practice sessions, team events, and Billie Jean King Cup campaigns. That bond explains why Keys couldn't just casually check the score of Pegula's US Open match. Instead, she found herself locked in, heart racing, living and dying with every point her friend played. When you're close to someone on tour, their victories feel like your own, and their struggles hit just as hard. For Keys, Pegula's fight against Sabalenka wasn't just about a spot in the semifinals. It was personal. The Sabalenka factor, intensity redefined. On the opposite side of the net stood Aryna Sabalenka, the Belarusian powerhouse who has become synonymous with intensity and raw athleticism. Sabalenka doesn't just play tennis. She assaults the ball with a ferocity that can overwhelm even the steeliest opponent. By the time the US Open rolled around, Sabalenka had established herself as a dominant force on the WTA Tour, boasting multiple Grand Slam triumphs and a relentless hunger for more. For someone like Madison Keys, who has faced Sabalenka firsthand, watching her play can be almost as nerve-wracking as being on the court. You know the sound of her grunts, the weight of her serves, and the sheer unpredictability of her power game. It's like having flashbacks of your own battles while hoping your friend can weather the storm. That's part of why Keys admitted she was freaking out. Every booming save, every crushing forehand from Sabalenka likely made Keys shift uncomfortably in her seat, silently urging Pegula to hold her ground. Why players watching players hits different? For the average fan, watching a match is entertainment. For a player, it's something much deeper. Keys wasn't just watching the ball go back and forth. She was analyzing footwork, anticipating shot selections, and feeling the tactical swings in momentum. Players know how much mental strength it takes to survive in those high-pressure situations. When Pegula missed a first serve or double faulted, Keys probably felt her stomach drop. When Sabalenka painted a line with a backhand, Keys might have sighed in exasperation. And when Pegula fought back with one of her trademark extended rallies, Keys could almost feel her friend's heartbeat through the screen. It's empathy on another level, born from shared battles, shared scars, and shared dreams. The match, Pegula vs. Sabalenka, point-by-point drama. The clash itself was everything fans crave from a US Open showdown. Sabalenka brought her trademark firepower, trying to bully Pegula off the court. But Pegula, calm and methodical, counterpunched with resilience, absorbing the pace and forcing longer rallies. Momentum swung like a pendulum. One set leaned Sabalenka's way. The next tilted toward Pegula. The crowd roared with every break of serve, every improbable winner, every gut-wrenching error. For Keys, watching must have felt like being strapped into a roller coaster without knowing if the ride would end with triumph or heartbreak. Every time Pegula edged closer to victory, hope surged. Every time Sabalenka clawed back, dread crept in. When Keys later admitted she was freaking out, it wasn't exaggeration, it was truth. National pride and the weight of representation. Another layer to Keys' emotional investment was national pride. The US Open is America's Grand Slam, and every American player who advances brings a surge of excitement to the home crowd. For Keys, cheering for Pegula wasn't just about friendship. It was about seeing an American wave the flag deeper into the tournament. Over the past decade, American women's tennis has been in transition. Serena and Venus Williams defined an era, but the next chapter has been written by a collective. Keys, Pegula, Coco Gauff, Sofia Kenin, and others. Watching Pegula take on Sabalenka wasn't just about one match. It was about proving that American women still belonged at the pinnacle of the sport. Keys, as both participant and spectator, understood the stakes, and that heightened every emotion. Madison Keys, a player who knows the feeling. Perhaps the most fascinating part of Keys' reaction is how much her own career mirrors the emotions she felt while watching. Keys has lived the drama of Arthur Ashe Stadium. She's been the underdog, the favorite, the heartbroken, and the triumphant. In 2017, she reached the US Open final, only to fall short against Sloane Stephens. She's felt the agony of coming so close to glory and the euphoria of going deep into a slam. She knows the physical and emotional toll of facing a player like Sabalenka, who doesn't give you an inch. That history gave her a unique perspective as she sat nervously watching Pegula. Keys wasn't just empathizing. She was reliving parts of her own journey. The human side of tennis, why Keys' honesty matters. Too often, athletes are expected to project an image of stoic control. But Madison Keys' candid admission that she was literally freaking out while watching reminds us that even the pros are fans at heart. Even those who compete at the highest level can lose themselves in the drama, just like the rest of us. Her reaction humanizes the sport. It reminds us that behind every fierce competitor is someone who laughs, cries, and panics when their friends are out there battling. Keys' honesty resonated with fans because it stripped away the aura of invincibility and showed raw, relatable emotion. The aftermath, what it means moving forward. Whether Pegula triumphed or fell to Sabalenka that night, the match left an imprint on Keys. It reinforced her respect for both competitors and perhaps reignited her own hunger to return to the big stage. Sometimes, watching from the outside stirs up old feelings, reminders of why you play, what you love, and how much you crave the fight. Thank you for watching. Please don't forget to hit the subscribe button, like and share. Till next time.